What if I told you that your body isn't betraying you? The reason it feels different right now isn't because you've done something wrong. It's because your body is wiser and is asking for something new. If you're in your late 30s, 40s, and 50s, eating well, staying active, but still gaining weight or feeling drained, or both, this video is for you. I'm Louise McKenzie from Healthy Lifestyle Transformation, and I help successful women with demanding full-time jobs rebalance their hormones, ditch the energy crashes of midlife, torch that belly fat, and lose weight for good. And best of all without crash diets, extreme cardio, or confusion. Now, if you're nodding along to any of this, then you're in the right place. Make sure to subscribe for those weekly tips and information designed for you specifically by someone who has been through it, going through it, and is with you. All right. Not long ago, truthfully, I looked in the mirror and I barely recognized myself. And that's kind of awkward and embarrassing to admit, right? Because we don't like to be vain or whatnot, right? But my my tummy was bloated, my joints were aching. In fact, it got to a point where I had a full down inflammation breakdown. And it was like my body had changed and I'd become invisible, and it had done it all without my permission. You know, I've raised 7 children, all while juggling a full-time job. And I thought I could handle anything. But this shift in my hormones was like a storm I literally could not outrun. I totally didn't feel ready for it. And I was already a buffet of hormonal fluctuations because I'd had 3 children in my 30s and then my last when I was 42. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I did let those symptoms escalate because transparently, I didn't want to confront the fact that my body was changing. And, it was the end of a beautiful era of me, and also I felt full of fear and conflicted and all the baggage that the generations of women before us have gone through. And it had become like secretive and shameful and whatnot, right? So really, I just pretended it wasn't happening. And obviously things got worse for me and I started to get really bad ailments, weird symptoms. I started coming down sick more often. And I didn't tell my hubby, I didn't tell anyone. And this really chronic stage went on for 6 months. And as I said, this is when I suffered this full blown inflammation attack. And it was like I had electric wires going through my entire body. I couldn't lie down. I couldn't get comfortable. I'd get the shivers. I'd get the sweats and I couldn't sleep. And so it was just this cycle of it was just horrible. And my family were worried sick, and my kids and my hubby, they actually did an intervention on me. Because I'd always been like, I can get through this, I can do anything. And, that was a point in my life where I just made a decision to not let this stop me, to find a new way. It really, really woke me up. And I started leaning into my body and not fighting it. I started listening to it. And what I learned became my path back to feeling comfortable, confident, energized, and actually transparently stronger, fitter, mentally better, and resilient than I have ever been my entire life. And so I'm going to go through an overview with you guys today to help you if you are feeling like that too. So let's dive in. Okay, so we're going to go for step 1. And step 1 is build muscle like it's your medicine. And I really mean this. Your hormones impact your muscle mass. And when estrogen dips, your body breaks muscle down faster. Less muscle means your metabolism slows, even if your habits have stayed the same. That's why strength training is your secret weapon. Well, really from 30 onwards, because that's when, unfortunately, it actually happens. Not many people know that. But especially 35, 40, 50, and all the way up. This is not about living in the gym. I personally have not ever been to a gym. I do everything. I construct everything in my own home. And even when I went through a major financial catastrophe, like 20 years ago, I had no room, no air conditioning, but I found a way to do it in the little space that I did. So ladies, no freaking excuses. All right. Ask me, call me out on it, and I will tell you. All right. So just 2 to 3 sessions a week, that will do it. Start with body weight because you don't want to hurt yourself. And you can use bands, you can use weights. I love kettlebells. But the point is, I want you to send a powerful message to your body saying, I'm not giving up, I'm building strength. And, it's not just me. I mean, I can tell you so many stories, but literally just recently, one of my clients, she had done nothing in activity since she was at school. All right. And, she was afraid. She was afraid to do it, but she started just 15 minutes twice weekly. And I'm so excited to tell you, 8 weeks later, her energy had soared, her mood had lifted, she'd tightened up, her clothes felt better, and all with no restricted dieting at all. I don't want you to ever diet again, ladies. All right. This is about telling your body you are safe, you are strong. And when you get your body into that state, it releases happy hormones that flood your blood system, flood your brain, and help to protect against menopause related depression and stress. I promise you, it will change your life. So, on to the next step. Let's talk about food. Prioritize protein every single meal. All right. Protein, protein, protein. Protein is the unsung hero of midlife. It preserves muscle, it stabilizes blood sugar, reduces cravings, and keeps your energy steady. And it supports the first step, which is your muscle building that we'll talk about, the weight resistance, right? Makes total sense. Okay. So I want you to aim for 30 grams of protein each meal. All right. So, you could have scrambled eggs with avocado and greens. You can have yogurt with chia seed and berries. You can have salmon with roasted veggies and quinoa, chicken stir fry with mixed vegetables. You can have some soup, a lentil soup with sprouted grains or Ezekiel bread. Ezekiel bread, I have to call out here, is fantastic. It has so much nutritional value. Unlike the whole wheat bread that can spike your insulin levels, it's got more protein, more fiber, and doesn't, like I say, you can have it safe. It's not going to glucose spike you. All right. Which, ladies, should be our number one priority. But no doubt you've seen me preach to you about that in all my other videos. So I'll let that be for right now. So if all of this is resonating with you right now, and you want personalized help, listen, just message me below. Just type in Louise, and I'll send you my calendar link with a free one-to-one clarity call to uncover what your fatigue, your weight problems, your belly fat, and how I can help you. All right. So just do that below. Super chill. I don't need to sell, ladies, because I've done it. I've been there. You're safe with me. If we're not a fit, that's awesome too. But you'll come away with actual steps that you can do. All right. So on to the next step, which is kind of funny, is walk like it's your superpower, because it really is. Walking like your superpower doesn't mean you have to go hard to go home. All right. We need to leave that whole mindset behind, because that's going to hurt your hormones. Walking, especially after meals, is one of the most effective fat loss tools for midlife. It has been shown to really create fat oxidation, so burns that fat off. It also lowers blood sugar levels, it calms your cortisol, aids digestion, and best of all, it boosts your mood. I admittedly, when it came to that time of life, I was like, oh my God, I have to walk. I was like, this doesn't feel macho to me, because I was old school. I've got to go hard, Shaun T, Insanity, Beach Body, got to sweat and feel pain and feel miserable. So it was an adjustment. But I promise you, it will just change your life to make walking your priority. All right. So again, 10 minutes, even after lunch, after dinner, it will really, really give you results on your body, not just in your mind. All right. So, here's some tips to enhance your walking experience. Choose a scenic route if you can. Enjoy nature if you can. If you can do it in a park or somewhere, that is just gives you that peace, because science shows that it brings down your cortisol levels. And, don't be afraid once you get comfortable and confident to add bursts of faster walking, 30 seconds here, 30 seconds there, just to increase heart rate. but don't stress about it at the beginning. Walking should just be for your just chill and relaxation. All right. Because let your body do the work. Also, you can listen to something uplifting, whether it's a podcast, your favorite music, or an audio book. It will give you that mental break as well. So let me ask you, what sort of things do you do to sort of get that mental break? This is a community. I want us all to prosper in this era and up from the rest of our life, right? So let's help each other. Let me know in the comments below what works for you so other people can see, and me, because I'm in this journey with you at the same time. Okie dokie. So the next step is you need to reduce your intake of simple carbs and sugar, and you also need to change the way you eat sugar and carbs. All right. I mean, we should all be doing this regardless of our age or gender. But sadly for we ladies, this is especially true because as our hormones shift, our bodies literally can't handle it as we used to, because it triggers worse symptoms. So meaning me eating, say, a cookie when I was 30 is going to give me X amount of blood sugar level spike. Me eating a cookie now, boom, straight through the ceiling. Not freaking fair. What can you do? But as I said, we've just got to go through it. And just a quick note for my ladies and for people to share about, actually, for my ladies still having a period, this is also true for that week before your period as well. So you have to be specially attentive for the week before your period, because it's exactly the same thing. You will not be able to handle that carb sugary stuff without it really giving you bad symptoms. All right. But I have good news for you. It doesn't mean you don't have to eat it. We have to reduce it. But also, we just want to do it in a way that you can approach it that's more healthy. Okay, are you ready for those? Here's my guidelines. Write them down and pass them around to everybody you know. First of all, eat your food in the right order, meaning veggies, so your fiber first, protein and healthy fat second, and then your starches or sweets. Why in this order? Because fiber acts like a mesh in your gut. It slows the absorption of sugars in the rest of your meal. So when it hits your gut, it's not going to go boom. Okay. So it prevents that spike crash cycle that triggers cravings, triggers cortisol, and triggers belly fat storage. All right. So the next one is start your morning with a protein breakfast. And I mean, no sugar, ladies. All right. Sorry to tell you that. If you are going to have something, say it's a birthday breakfast or whatnot, just have that protein, have that fiber first for your breakfast, give it 30 minutes, and then go and have your pancakes. All right. Because this is a real world. Am I right? So that also means I want you to avoid fruit drinks in the morning as well. Okay. Because really they're a sugary dessert. Just going to tell you, I've done a whole video on that, but anyway, you'll see. Go around the channel. All right. So, and then the next thing I want you to do is over a period of time, is I want you to start reducing your sugar to about 25 grams per day. So reduce it below 25 grams per day. Oh, by the way, just as well, I just want you to remember, I do not want you to eat treats. I don't want you to eat treats, like any sugar on its own, ever, ever, ever. Okay. If it's the middle of the day and you're tempted, please, please, please put it with some protein and or fiber. All right. Whether it's some yogurts, some cheese, whatever. Do not go for that crash. I just meant to tell you that. Eat your treats as a dessert after your meal and you are cushy. All right. So back to the 25 grams of added sugar per day, lower. All right. So as you reduce the sugar over a period of time, it becomes easier. And to do that, you want to eat more whole, unprocessed foods, swap out sodas and energy drinks for like water and unsweetened iced teas or seltzers, or the fizzy bubbly water, as I call it. Be careful of bottled condiments such as salad dressings, barbecue sauces, ketchup, even jarred marinara sauce, along with things, flavored yogurts. Again, flavored yogurts are just a dessert. All right. Don't kid yourself. Check the labels. Sugar is sugar, no matter what you think about it. You can have yogurt with add some berries. All right. So the other thing is to keep an eye out for a low fat or no fat products, because lightly thing is the fat has been replaced with sugar. All right, to improve the taste. As I said, sugar is sugar regardless of the source. So think about that before you keep adding loads of honey, agave, maple syrup, or other sweeteners to the dishes you're preparing. As I said, great swap out is yogurts. So the sugary yogurts, you have yogurt with your cinnamon and berries. Chocolate bars, go for chocolate and nuts, dark chocolate. Instead of nightly wine, have herbal tea or sparkling water with lime, something like that. So I do not want you to take anything away. I only want you to add in. You will find that the more you add in, the more naturally you will take away, because it will be a journey, a comfortable journey. This is not this like, let's go on a harsh sugar detox. Okay. You need to feel satiated and safe and satisfied. All right. So let's take you to the next step, which is stress and sleep. These are the real deal breakers. Here's the truth. Even with nutritious supporting eating and doing exercise, weight gain can persist if, ladies, you're stuck in flight or fight. Menopause and perimenopause makes you more sensitive to stress. Cortisol, the stress hormone, tells your body to store fat, especially around your middle. That's what you're dealing with. There are 4 times the amount of stress, cortisol, in your tummy than anywhere else. That's why it tends to focus on your tummy. All right. So what I want you to do is not overload your nervous system. And I want you to start small. So it means turning off your screens like 1 hour before you go to bed to improve your sleep quality. Get outside within 60 minutes of you waking up, preferably as soon as you get out of bed. Just whip downstairs, just whip outside. And if that's problematic, be sure to get the sunlight before what we call the circadian dead zone, which occurs between 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. All right. You need to get out before that 11 a.m. or else you're going to feel really bad. You're going to have more cravings. You're going to have less energy. Also take 5 slow, deep breaths in the car before work, just to reset your mind. And I would love you to write down 3 positive things each day to shift your focus and to just praise yourself and give you that positive affirmation. All right. You can consider using mindful apps or gentle evening yoga or yin. As you know, I love my yin, because you get in your pajamas, you don't even sweat, you don't move. Oh, it's beautiful. Anyway, for extra calm. I'm telling you, these small shifts will lead to significant hormone balance and will lead to just overall well-being, and it will help your belly fat and weight loss generally and the whole caboodle. All right. So I want you to remember the key takeaways, which is build muscle 2 to 3 times a week to keep your metabolism humming. Prioritize that 30 grams of protein at every meal. All right, to support your muscles and also to prevent cravings. Walk regularly, especially after meals, to reduce stress and aid your digestion. And swap your sugary treats for healthy options without sacrificing the joy. And remember to eat protein and fiber first before you have those heavy carbs and sugars. And manage stress and improve sleep, right? That should be your priority. And if you felt like your body is working against you right now, know this, it's not. It's asking for just a new type of care. You don't need more grit, more push, more fight. You just need the right guidance. And that's exactly what I provide in my coaching program. If you are ready to feel lighter, stronger, and yes, to lose that stubborn belly fat, then again, I just encourage you to get on a call with me. Write Louise down below, and I will send you my link for a booking call, for a clarity call. And we'll talk about what's really happening and how to reset your body in a way that fits your life. Again, I've always worked full time. I birthed and had 7 children and done it while working, even as a lawyer. Okay. So I know the struggle that you're going through. and I'm more than happy to help you. All right, darlings. So if this video helped you, of course, please subscribe to the channel, because as I said, we're in this together. And darlings, I want you to know you're not broken. This isn't just aging. It's about hormones. Your body is asking for support, not punishment. Thankfully, we're not our mother's generation or our grandmother's generation. We do not need to accept outdated, oppressive notions or hide or feel ashamed of what we're going through. But please do drop a comment with your biggest frustrations. I read every one of them, and at least other ladies also can learn from you and just feel like they're seen. All right. You're not meant to just survive in midlife. You are meant to thrive. And we're going to rise, and I'm here to help do that. So sending you so much love and hugs, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. All right, darlings, have a beautiful rest of your day.